Hey everyone, it's Shannon. You guys asked me to do a back to school something. I decided that I'm gonna do back to school advice for junior high and high school and even college. These are some of the things that I wish I would have had, or somebody to tell me these things before I was in school or going back to school. My first tip is pay attention in English. Now I know this sounds weird. When you get older, you are going to want to know how to spell shit, not have grammatical errors, and know where to put a fucking semicolon and commas and shit like that. So pay attention in English. I promise you that is something that you're going to use when you're older. Tip number 2, pay attention in history and geography. I used to think these were like the dumbest classes ever when I was in school. I don't really need to learn this stuff. When am I ever going to use this? Now that I'm older, I'm like, shit, I wish I would have paid attention in geography and history, and let me tell you why. Geography, one, because people like always want to know like where things are on a map. If you ever travel when you're older, you're going to want to know like where South Asia is and Thailand, and when your friends are like, oh, let's go here and let's go to Europe, and you're like, okay, well, what the fuck is in Europe? Italy, Rome, and then I'm like, fuck, I don't know what else. So still to this day, I have problems and I have to go look on a map and like Google it, and I feel kind of stupid. So definitely pay attention in geography. And then history is another one. History repeats itself. Do not know like anything about history because I did not pay attention in history class, and now when people have like intellectual conversations, I feel like the biggest dummy in the room. So pay attention. Tip number 3, math is fucking stupid and nobody uses that shit. And I'm not talking about like subtraction and like addition. That is important, you need to know that. But as far as like algebra, trigonometry, all this bullshit that like they're making you learn in school, you do not use that in real life. It's so stupid. They need to take it out of classrooms and start teaching us more important things like invest your money and shit that's like really important for when you grow up and get old. Just fucking get past it, you guys. Honestly, like in college, I paid someone to take my algebra class in college. I'm so glad that I did that. Another one of my tips is to join like a club or a sports team in school. Now, if you're not like really like social or you're kind of shy, this is another great reason to join. This is a great way to make friends, and it's something that like you're gonna want to look back on and be kind of glad that you did. My senior year was finally the year like I want to get involved in school. This is like the only time I'm gonna ever be able to do this kind of stuff. So my senior year, I went all out. I joined like a yearbook. I was activities coordinator. And when you get involved in school, you kind of like run shit. You know what I mean? It was really awesome. I got to make pajama day at school, you know, do fun stuff like that. And then I also was on like sports teams because I played sports, and that was really fun. And I made friends that like I still have today from playing sports. So I think that that's important, and like my advice that I would give for people is to definitely join clubs or, you know, get on a sports team. Sorry about that, my camera died. Okay, so my next tip that I think is like so important is take so many pictures. Most people think like when they're going through junior high and high school, it's like their awkward phase, and let me tell you, for most of us, it totally is. But I wish that I still had pictures. When I was like 18, 19, I ripped up all of my high school photos because they were like not the happiest times of my life, and I also looked so ugly. But now I wish I had them so I could like make fun of myself and like show my boyfriend, and one day show my kids if they're ever having awkward times, to show them, look, mom had awkward times too, and laugh and make fun of myself with my friends. So definitely take a ton of fucking pictures and save them, and don't rip them up like I did because you'll regret it later on in life. My next tip, do not get kicked out of school. I got kicked out of every school I went to. It was not cool. Even if I thought it was cool then, which it wasn't, it's so not cool. It's stupid. You don't get to like make those lasting friendships, and you have to like make friends and meet new people, and it's fucking awkward when you have to go to a new school and you're like the only kid. So be good, you guys. Be a fucking good kid and like pay attention in school. You're gonna be so happy that you did that when you're older. Trust me. Be nice to your parents. I was like the worst kid ever. Like literally, I was the worst kid ever. I was the kid like other parents didn't want their kid hanging out with. I was that girl. And I was also really fucking mean to my parents. I hated them. Like when you go through that phase where like you hate your parents and you don't want them all up in your business, and you want to like go do your own thing and hang out with your friends. You don't want your mom around. It's like not cool. When you get older, you're gonna like totally regret that and feel really shitty about being mean to your family. Be nice to your parents. They have to put up with your teenage ass. It's hard raising kids. Don't be little asshole teenagers. Okay, another one, don't do drugs. This one's hard. If you want to experiment with drugs, ask your parents, okay? Like if you want to like try pot or something, drink alcohol. When I say experiment with drugs, I don't mean like heroin and fucking like shit like that. I mean like smoking a cigarette, like drinking a beer. If you can be a good kid and just not fucking do drugs or drink like until you're old enough to do that, then do that, you know what I mean? But for like the bad kids that were like me, I know where you're at, just ask your parents or something. And then if they don't let you, be really sneaky about it and don't get in trouble, okay? Another thing, don't get pregnant. Thankfully, I never got pregnant in high school, but I know people that did, and their lives were over. Like basically, they didn't get to party, they didn't get to do anything fun, and they didn't get to go to college and get an education because they were stuck at home taking care of a baby. Have babies when you're older. If you have the opportunity to learn a foreign language in school, do it. It's fucking sexy when you're older. If a guy is like bilingual or like knows how to speak another language, that's like really hot to girls, and it's also hot to guys. So like girls, learn another language. Here's another good one. Be nice to people. Everyone likes to like start drama or get in fights or talk shit about other people and like their friends. Don't be that person. Be the person that like talks good about other people instead of bad about them. You're gonna have more friends, more people are gonna want to be around you. Be like that positive girl that like everyone loves and is nice to people. Like that's cool if you have like 1 or 2 best friends or like a little circle or group that you hang out with, but like mingle. Go hang out with the dorky kids. I don't know, the groups that you have in school, like go hang out with everybody. And let me tell you why this is such a good idea to do this. One, it's gonna make your like school experience a lot better knowing like lots of different people, because you have like a homework assignment or you're sick at school, you have a class with somebody that you know you might have not have hung out with, but you were nice to them and you talked to them on occasion. They're gonna be more willing to help you out or give you notes or whatever. Another reason is because those dorky kids in school are the ones that grow up and become like Bill Gates and shit, and you're gonna want to be their friend. So be nice to everyone. I promise you it'll pay off in the end. It'll make you feel better about yourself that you're being nice to everyone, you know? My last tip is to avoid drama at all costs. Trust me, life is so much easier when you can just get along with everybody. Try to be nice to everyone. This kind of goes with my last tip. Spread the love. Think of like you died in high school, the people that would come to your funeral and what they would say about you. Do you want them to be like, oh, that bitch talks so much shit, like no one's gonna miss her or like whatever? No, you don't want them to say that. You want them to be like, she was like a really sweet girl and she was such a good person and we're gonna all miss her so much. So remember that. Think about how you want to treat people and how you think they're going to treat you back by the way you treat them. So those are my back to school tips. I hope that you guys liked them. If you did, give them a thumbs up. And if you guys have any good back to school advice, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I love reading them. I love you and I hope to see you in my next video.